Hi everybody, from IRC Schools, this is Mr. Yasser. Okay, I'm going to talk today about something very confusing for students of secondary schools grade 3. I'm going to revise Unit 1. The structure of Unit 1 is talking about past. But what kind of past? Are we going to choose past simple or past perfect? This is a very confusing point for most of the students. Let's have a look at this example. If I say ancient Egyptians built or had built the pyramids. So, what are you going to choose? Some of the students say had built. Why? Because it's a very long time ago. And to be frank, the length of time hasn't got anything to do with the action. The problem is, have a look at the timeline. Right now we have two actions, 1 and 2. If you are talking about just one verb, just one action in the past, it is going to be past simple. If you are dealing with a simple sentence, what is a simple sentence? A sentence that has only one verb. So if you are describing one action or one verb in the past, it is going to be past simple. So when we say ancient Egyptians, I don't care for the length of time. Ancient Egyptian, when you choose, it's only one verb, built or had built, it is going to be built. Why? Because it is a sentence that has only one verb. So again, if you are talking about the past and you want to choose and you are dealing with only one sentence, it is going to be past simple. The next question. When do we choose past perfect? As you can see here in the timeline, if I'm going to describe two actions happened in the past, the first one happened at 9 and the second one happened at 11. So which one happened first? Of course, 9 happened before 11. So if you want to express these two actions, the one which happened first is going to be past perfect, and the second one is going to be past simple. Okay? So, in this case, if we are talking about two actions happened in the past, the first one or the earlier one is going to be past perfect, had plus BB, and the second one is going to be past simple. And this leads us to another point. How can we use two sentences? If you want to use two sentences in English, you are supposed to use conjunctives or connectives. يعني روابط. So, if you are going to join two sentences concerning the time, we are dealing with what we call adverbial clause of time. What is the adverbial clause of time? It's a sentence related to time. If you want to express two actions in the past, we use conjunctives like after, before, as soon as, till, until, when. And also no sooner than, hardly when, scarcely when. Okay? Fine. What are we going to do now? We are going to use them in different sentences. So if you please, look carefully. The first one we are going to use is after. If we want to use after as a conjunctive, after is followed with past perfect. And the second one is past simple. This is the rule. The question here, is it necessary that after followed with past perfect? No. After can be followed with past simple too, if it's obvious which one happened first. Okay? Now, if I say after, on, had, finished work. This is the first sentence. After I had finished work, I left school. From these two sentences, which one happened first? Obviously, you have got to finish your work and then you leave. So, finishing work is the first action, the first one, and leaving school is the second one. But here, if we say after, past perfect, past simple, this is what we call a complex sentence. يعني ايه complex sentence؟ يعني جملة معقدة. بعض السادة ما بيحبوش كلمة complex, but it's okay. How can we change this sentence to a simple one? After, as a conjunctive, has got another form, which will after plus ing or after plus gerund form. How come? We say after. We are supposed to omit I, omit have, using the infinitive form of finishing work, and the second sentence stays the same. So we say, after finishing the work, I left the office. Is it all? No. We have another one. Which is having. To begin with having must be followed with past participle. Having must be followed with past participle. Having, we say, having finished work, I left school. Having finished work, I left school. Okay? I am going to clear all the board and write some other examples. Okay? If I say, after I had lunch, I got my coffee. Okay? So we use after here, followed with past perfect, and the other one is past simple. This is what we call a complex sentence. Do we have other forms for after? Yes, we can. We can say after as a simple conjunctive. We don't use a, and we use the infinitive form of have, which is have plus ing. So we say after having lunch, I got my coffee. The second form is to begin with having. Having must be followed with the past participle, which is have. Means having had lunch. The second one is the same because it is the basic sentence or the main sentence. I got my coffee. Okay? This is all what we can say about having. Right now I'm going to move to another conjunctive or another connective, which is before. Of course, it's contrary to after, so we are going to reverse them. Before, past simple, and the second one is past perfect. Okay? So, we can say before I bought my new car, I had saved a lot of money. The conjunctive here is before. Before is followed with the past simple, and the second one is past perfect. Okay? So, here we got two verbs, we got two actions. So this is what we call complex sentence. How can we change it to a simple sentence? To remind you, a simple sentence is that sentence that has only one verb. Only one verb. What are we going to do? We are going to use the same as before. But in this case, we are going to omit I and use the base form of both, which is by plus ing. Changing is a verb into a noun. By the way, any verb containing or consisting of ing form is called gerund form. This is a noun, it's not a verb. If we say play, يلعب, playing, لعب, read, يقرأ, reading, أقرأ. So adding the ing to the base form, it changes the verb to be a noun. So buying here is a noun. Before buying my new car, the second one is the base form or the basic sentence. It stays the same. I had saved a lot of money and go like this. Okay? So again, after it's followed with past perfect, past simple. After يبقى ده ماضي تام ماضي بسيط. The second form of have as a simple one. After plus gerund form. After gerund form. After having. And instead of saying I had, we say after having lunch. The next one is having had. So having is followed with past participle. التصريف الثالث للفعل. The second one is before. What is before? Before يعني قبل. Before is followed with past simple, and the second basic one is past perfect. Before I bought my new car, I had saved a lot of money. This is the complex sentence. Complex sentence, that sentence that has two verbs, two actions. So, all you have to do is to change it into one simple sentence, which means to get rid of one. We always get rid of the verb following the conjunctive or the connective. We say what? Before is followed with gerund form, which is the base form plus ing. We say, before I bought my new car, I had saved a lot of money. We change it to a simple sentence. We say, before buying my new car, I had saved a lot of money. Okay? Right now we are going to talk about someone more. Till or until. And here concerning this point, I should say something very important. Most of the students say that when we use till or until, it must be preceded by past symbol in the negative form. And this is not true. You say till or until preceded by or preceded with only past simple. Don't say negative. And I'm going to say why. Have a look at this. I didn't leave my office till I had finished my work. Don't haste. You will say, hey, you said didn't leave, and this is negative past simple. I didn't say it's wrong. I said it is not necessary. Why not necessary? Let's have a look at this. What does it mean to say I didn't leave my office? It can be I stayed or remained in my office. This is the negative form. It gives the same meaning to these two verbs. It means I stayed in my office. I remained in my office. Here this is the affirmative form. There is no negative form. So both are correct. So it is not necessary to say till or until must be preceded with negative past, it is not necessary. Okay? It's correct, but it is not necessary because you can use affirmative form. Instead of saying, I didn't leave my office till I had finished. This is the best form. You say, I stayed or I remained in my office. They give the same meaning. So it is not necessary to use negative with the past symbol. Okay? Next, I'm going to say something about when. What do we go for when? When can be past symbol, past symbol. And it can be past symbol, past perfect. And so how can we differentiate? Grammatically, both are correct. Grammatically, both are correct. But linguistically, meaningly, they are not correct. How? Let's have a look at this. When we arrived at the station, the train left. Okay? So when bus symbol, bus symbol. Look at that. When we arrived at the station, the train not left, we said had left. In these two sentences, we use past in two cases. When follows past symbol, past symbol. The second one is when past symbol and past perfect. And so what's the difference? I said previously, grammatically, both are correct. Grammatically, both are correct. But linguistically, no, they are not the same. Which means, when we say we arrived at the station, the train left. If you are going to describe two actions in the past, it means that they have a common period with each other. They have a time where they met. So if you say, when we arrived at the station, the train left, this sentence means we caught the train. We caught the train. But for the second one, if we say, we arrived at the station, when we arrived at the station, the train had left. Here we came back to the usage of the past perfect, which is to describe two actions in the past. The earlier one, or the first one to happen or take place, finished before the other action happened. Generally, this sentence means, when we arrived at the station, the train had left. It means we didn't catch the train, or we missed the train. Now we came to the end of this session. I promise to go on with you again in other verbs. Thank you for watching. Keep watching. Thank you.